You see, the wedding doesn't make the marriage alive. It needs what? For the marriage to be alive, you need to renew your commitment every single day. You need to love each other daily. In the same way, you need a daily saving relationship with God. Don't count on your past conversion experience, right? Make sure you have a saving relationship with Christ today. Now, second to the last, yesterday's fire will not burn today's sacrifice. In the Old Testament, remember the sanctuary service. Where did they get the fire from? You cannot light any strange fire. The fire comes from heaven. It is a divine fire. It is divine fire. But the priest had to keep it burning daily. In other words, the fire is divine, but the maintenance is human. God sent the fire, but it will stop unless human maintains it and keep it burning, putting some oil, put some firewood. If you have a fireplace in your house, you need to keep putting firewood. Even though the fire is hot, if you just leave it, in time it will die. Your love with your spouse is also the same. Even though you love for one another and people until, death do us part, you give promise, right? I will die for you, all those promises. But what happened? Those promises, a lot of marriages ended in what? Divorce. In fact, in the West, 50%, I think it is more than 50% now, of marriages ended in divorce, more than 50% already. You see, you need to keep the fire of love burning. You need to keep the relationship with God ongoing. You need to nourish your relationship with God every single day. The last one. God moves forward, not backward. God is not replaying the same things in your life again and again. He is writing a new chapter every single day. That's why Isaiah chapter 43, verse 19 says, "Now the new chapter is springing up. Do you not perceive it?" What is perception? In other verses, behold. What is behold? When you behold, when God said behold, give attention, because something is about to happen. He is going to give instruction for your life. He's showing you something to happen. That's why God said, behold, look, perceive, be aware. You see, you can miss what God is doing now by staring at what He did in the past. A lot of us are spending our time staring in the past. That's why we miss what God is doing today. Remember, God is unmoved mover. He's always moving. Of course, we also move, and our final movement would and complete when Jesus comes. Remember, God gave manna every day. And if you keep it for the next day, what happened? It spoiled. You cannot eat it. Israelites need manna every single day. Yesterday's manna is not good for today's manna. God is saying, don't store provision. Trust me. Trust me for tomorrow. As much as they trusted God for today's manna, they need to trust God for tomorrow's manna. Now, another illustration with marriage. Do you have nice wedding photos? Yeah, those who are married, right? But that doesn't prove to me that you love your spouse today. You may show me very good wedding photos, but that doesn't prove to me that your relationship is dynamic and alive and blooming today. In other words, God wants ongoing relationship, not nostalgia. Most of us have phone. Your battery is working perfectly yesterday. How about today? Unless you recharge it, it dies. It dies. So is with the Spirit. Unless you recharge the Spirit today, yesterday's Spirit dies. You need a new Spirit, a living Spirit today. So finally, how do we perceive the new thing God is doing today? Well, for one, stop using the past as your measuring stick. God said, do not remember the former things. That does not mean that you forget God's faithfulness. It means to stop using the past as your measuring yardstick. You see, when we expect God to move the same way as He always did, we miss how He is moving today. You see, Israelites miss Jesus because Jesus did not look like Moses. They were expecting Jesus would look like the patriarchs, Moses or David or somebody. But they totally miss Jesus because people going into the water, wet, coming up. They see the events happening. But those who are in tune with the Spirit of God, they see God's Spirit working in the event. They see beyond. Paul said, the eye instruction, and you would have a successful